I'm glad we've been.
Why do
wanna
I
run
build
through this.
Gundam? What? What was the question?
I want to. The first question would be, why do you build Gunpla?
I build Gunpla. Wait, I have to get serious.
Yes, let's get the giggles out. Let's get the giggles out.
I build Gunpla. Okay, all jokes aside. Serious time now. Serious. Manly voice. Balls have dropped. Serious voice. Why do I build Gunpla? Quite frankly, because I love to do it. I mean, I've been very grateful that it's freaking you out now that I'm normal now, isn't it?
Well, I'm more questioning on if that is an actual human skull or not. Is my actually question. It probably is a real
Perhaps
fucking human skull, isn't it? Oh my god.
Perhaps it is. Oh, ew! What the hell was that? Like margarita. This is disgusting. Anyway, so why I built Gunpla? In all seriousness, I absolutely love to build them. I remember once hearing or seeing a saying that said, live every day of your life like it's a vacation so you don't feel the need to go on vacation. I always thought that was a very profound statement. And when I build Gunpla, I feel like I am on another planet. Generally, I live 90% of the time not on this planet anyway. But when I'm building Gunpla, it feels just great. You know, my mind is always running. And whenever I get to sit down and build, I zone out so much to the point that today I started a marathon painting on this Bawu that I'm doing right now. And I forgot to put my respirator on. So that, coupled with a lot of paint inhalation, coupled with some nice scotch, has made an interesting day even more interesting. And so my wife is going to kill me when she sees this. So what was I going to say? Yeah, so anyway, I built Gunpla because it makes me feel good. Not like Halle Berry in Monsters Ball, because that's creepy, but like it makes me feel good mentally and like calm.
Hey everybody, Fox Hunt coming to you.
Hi.
Hey. We're doing another builder interview here, and on this week's episode we have the unique one and only Curioventura from that's probably how you know him on Instagram. Real name Jared. He just worked on a super cool piece for Ohio that will be showing off on this interview. So let's get right into it. What do you got first, Ohio?
Hi guys, Ohio Gun Federation here, and this is my belated birthday present that I commissioned our good friend Jared here for. And notice this box has not been opened prior to this day whatsoever. This is how it was mailed in the United States Postal Service.
The lies and deceit you spit from your mouth will burn you at the end of your life. So be honest.
Yes,
You
guys,
have
this is
opened
going to be a good episode.
before.
This, if many of you follow my Instagram, you'll know that besides Gundams, I'm a pretty big professional wrestling fan. It is my guilty pleasure. I know it's fake in the long run, but
it's not guilty. It's electric. It's electrifying. It's delightful.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Wonderful.
A lot of bubble wrap in here. Yeah. Came a lot of bubble wrap.
That's just in case your airbags deployed and you were too poor to replace them.
So the theme that I wanted to do for my birthday present to myself, after seeing Jared's work on so many other things, was my guilty pleasure of a wrestling gimmick, the Broken Matt Hardy. The outlandish, over-the-top, sheer brilliance of this, which you can always go on YouTube and look up the final deletion or delete versus decay. It is all.
It is truly one of the dumbest things you will ever see in your life, but it's absolutely amazing.
It is. It is. Broken Matt has the 7 deities instilled in him and becomes omnipotent in a very weird way, and has a arsenal of aerial attack drones called Vanguard 1.
He even boxed a kangaroo named Smoking Joe Frazier.
He boxed a kangaroo and talked to Shere Khan. Or no, Genghis Khan. I'm sorry. He talked to Genghis Khan the tiger. George Washington the giraffe. Yeah, that was a thing. And it's very ludicrous.
I hear you talking about this, and it just makes me feel even more ashamed of myself that I have watched this. And I have immersed myself in it for months. I'm going to take a shower.
Yes, it is sheer ludicrousness, but it is like so different and so just unique that even if you're not a wrestling fan, I've told a lot of people to watch it. You don't have to like professional wrestling to like it, because it is so unique and it is telling you a fascinating story of something that you can just take for what it is, and that is it. So, and my other little guilty pleasure of being a Gundam fan is I like Seed. I like Gundam Seed and Seed Destiny, damn it. So,
he likes spreading his seed.
My commission I went and had made was the Broken Blitz. This light, it's obviously up high. The lighting.
Oh, there it is. I remember that.
Camera work does not do this kit justice on what he did.
What's your light in the back on it? It's too dark. There you go.
Yeah, but my camera.
Not you. You. Yes, you.
But
what are you doing? No. Yes, you. Right there. That.
You will talk in a minute. Shh. But yeah, this is an amazing commission work that I had that I had Jared here do. With the weapons, you took all that away. You made me hit a wall right there. Now I don't.
I hope this is not cinnamon.
It's a wall of cinnamon.
Oh, cherry, it's okay. How did that make it into the desperation beam?
Final deletion. So, personally, if any of you would like a theme build, something that's very ludicrous and out there and detailed, like I said, the camera work, I'm going to put pictures up on my Instagram. The camera right here does not do this kit justice. I'm going to do this kit justice and post the most brilliant pictures with this, because the paint job is so amazing. The detail, the very, very small hand detailed painting that was done to this kit is just sheer art. It's a piece of art. This is amazing, and I'm looking at it right now, grinning like a lunatic.
You're embarrassing me. I want to just
it is awesome.
My face down.
I will highly. Anybody, if you ever want to get a commission done, I highly recommend this guy. So now back into the questions after all that's said and done.
Yes.
So, question number 2. Since you like building Gunpla, what is your favorite kit to build?
Cabbage Patch Kids.
Nice. In the perfect grade form or the master grade?
I like the master grade. They're more detailed and they smell even more powdery on the head for longer periods of time. No, I like oh boy, that's a good question. Probably man, I've done so many of these stinking things throughout time. Probably the Buster. The Master Grade Buster. Why? I don't know. I'm just choosing that one at random because I enjoyed working on it, and it felt nice while I was working on it. So the Buster,
The how
not the Buster from Fast and Furious, not Brian, not that Buster.
how long you been building for, man?
Holy cow! I've been doing wow. I've been doing model kits and stuff like that probably for about 20 years. I'm going to say about 20 years I've been doing model kits. I'm going to get serious now, folks. I was just goofing around before. I'm just, so I figure I will try to redeem myself.
That is
a
an
little
actual human skull, isn't it?
Puts it in the brain cavity. I've been building, like I said, for about 20 years. I've been doing artwork for longer than that, but I'm not old enough yet to be farting dust, but I'm getting there. But I have been building these things for a long time, and that's about that. So, any other questions?
Do you prefer to build high grades or master grades or perfect grades?
Master grade.
Why is that? Why do you prefer to hit a master grade?
Because master grades, I just find there's more flexibility in master grade kits. Master grade kits. Because of the fact that in master grades I have more parts to work with, they're bigger, so it's a bigger palette for me to do different finishes, different design work, more detail. Um, Also, too, I like incorporating metal pieces, like the spun aluminum pieces and things like that. And generally, for high grades, I just find it's really frustrating to work with something that is that small. I know where your brains are going, but it's really frustrating to work with things that small. I don't have that problem. So that's why I use master grade kits. Perfect grade kits are pretty good too. Um, Perfect grades, yeah, I like those too, but I just generally tend to deal with master grades. I don't like doing commission builds, quite frankly, on high grades and stuff like that. They tend to actually take me longer to do because of the size and because of the lack of detail inherent with the kits. If you've seen some of my other work, I kind of like to do detailed work, and when it's something that is not detailed in structure in the first place or in part count, if you will, my flexibility is a little bit out the window. I have to bring out the kit itself. So I have to bring like a blank piece of paper. You give me a blank piece of paper and say, I want something really cool. I generally tend to have to go above and beyond to make that blank white piece of paper really cool versus if you gave me, let's say, a really neat paper mache mask that was textured and really different looking, then I quite don't have to go as far. It kind of speaks to itself because it already has structure there for me to work with. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's why I like using master grades, perfect grades too. Just perfect grades, since I do more commission builds, I don't come across perfect grades that often. And it's like I said before in the beginning, I do this for a living. So for me, from a business standpoint, it's not worth it for me to go and spend $250, $200 on a perfect grade because then let's say if I spend a month working on it and I do something very ornate and detailed, profit margin isn't there as much for me. And I hate saying that, looking at it from a business perspective, because this is something people do out of a real love and a desire for the series and for doing it. And I do that for that matter. That's why I'm grateful I get to do it for a living. But all the passion in the world doesn't pay the bills, unfortunately. So if people are willing to give me a perfect rate and tell me, hey, look, we agree on a price and say, hey, this is what I want you to go all out, wonderful. I'm in love with that kind of work. It just doesn't come across as often. So I generally tend to stick with master grade for that matter. If that answers your question, like in a nutshell.
No, very cool, man. Very cool. So yeah, I followed you on the Instagram for a while, and you incorporate a bunch of different. I guess now it makes sense. Since you said you have an art background, and a like a more artistic approach to building and painting. The what do you think is like your what brings you the most joy when you actually get to sit down and paint? Do you like actually going in and doing the finer details with brush? Like what really gets you going when you start going in on a kit? Is it the planning of it? Is the actual getting your hands on it and working out the details, or what do you tend to gravitate to in your creative process that really gets it going?
I think once I finally get past, um, I think once I have all the base coats down and then I get to whip out the brush, or just even if it's not the brush, it's just the airbrush, starting to do all the detail work because I find that that is where everything really pops is in the detail. I could do something that is an on the box finish, which that's what I call it when I do business with some people. They say I want what's on the box. Okay, what's on the box is not as easy as it looks like to get it like what it looks like on the box. I'm sure you guys have done builds before that you understand good and clear that even if it looks it's sometimes a challenge to make something look very simple. It sounds a little bit stupid, but it could be a challenge to make something look simple. You can make something look simple and like crap, or you can make something look simple and really good. And simple and really good sometimes is not that easy. So an on the box finish, when I get down to the point of doing detail work, the detail, like you were telling me the other day when you didn't open the broken bliss, and we weren't talking about it the other day. When that happened, you were telling me it's all the details you notice, and that to me is what I take a lot of pleasure in. Is you look at it once, but I like to have the eye gravitate towards something a lot longer than a passing thing. It's like when you take a really huge dump and you admire that because you're like, holy cow, I got to take a second look at that because that is just mind-boggling. As a matter of fact, I felt like it almost poked my cheek. It almost came out of the water like this thing. That is amazing. And you take a second to take a look like, oh, okay, whoa. But it's like, not to say my work is crap. I hope people don't think it's crap. But still, the awe factor in there, it's normally when you take a good look at it, something that generally anybody can do, but to do it different, to do it detailed, to do the things that other people may overlook or not give a second thought. And I find that my work personally, I feel like that's what I like to pride it on, is the details like that.
That's super awesome, man. Super
Well,
awesome.
on that, what's your favorite kind of commission to do?
The kind where people tell me, here's a kit, do what you wish.
Oh, you mean like I did?
And that's it. Yes, you! Yes,
Okay.
yes. I must tell you, folks, Mike totally like breathed life back into this for me. I was doing work before for some folks and for another individual too. And, it's nice to feel appreciated when you do any kind of work. And when somebody, I hate to use the term when a person doesn't know what they have. I'm not saying my work is incredible because I genuinely don't feel that it is. I know it's not bad work, but I know the amount of time and effort I put into the stuff that I do. And I know comparably, some builders that do commissions may not put that much into it, or the execution may be a little bit different. Doesn't mean that it's worse or it's better or whatever the case is, but it just may be different. And when somebody hires me, I like to treat my clients, which I look at as friends because I like to think that Mike and I are friends now, but I look at it as I develop a friendship with a person and I like to get to know what they like, what makes them tick, and I put all that into the builds I do. And when a person gets that, and to give you a good case in point, I had one individual that I did work for, a lot of work, and this was some time ago. And I give them the work, and the first thing out of their mouth is criticism. But criticism, mind you, for what he saw under a magnifying glass. And it was literally a tiny little thing that pretty much to the naked eye you don't see. And I felt that was so stupid when I heard that. And not necessarily insulting as much as it was downhearting. Because you have this really nice thing that I put a lot of effort into that 99% of other people would be very happy for. And then you turn around and you think it's a good idea. And then best part is this person thought that I thought it would be a good idea, that he thought he was doing a good thing to do that for me. And I'm like, why would you think that's a good thing to crap on something so tiny? Oh, I love the rest of everything else. Everything else is great. But this one little thing. And it's like, dude, that sounds like your honeymoon night. But still, just saying, it was one of those things that I didn't like that. And I still did work. You know, I still did work for the individual. But it started to get to a point where it's like, I do this for the love of doing it, primarily. And when you start to suck that joy out of me and you start to make it personal, like I'm your slave, well, at that point, I don't know anybody else who would find enjoyment out of that, because then it becomes like every other freaking job. And it's no longer a retreat. It's just, it sucks. And that was where I was kind of at when you came along, Mike, and you gave me, not you, Foxy, you, Laporte, when you came along and you gave me this kit. And it really made me feel a lot better. Um, and that's basically that. I mean, I enjoy doing those types of jobs, and I enjoy just going and buying a kit myself, doing it the way I want to do it, and putting it up for sale on eBay or on Instagram or wherever else, and selling it outright that way too. But ultimately, I don't have one kit that I have ever built in my home. I've never kept a single thing in Gunpla or models that I've ever built for myself. I've always sold them.
Huh.
I will say this, that during the process of this building this kit, and yeah, you know, we've developed a pretty good friendship. Is that I'm very enthusiastic about wrestling as well, and that's also how we started talking. Is that he started talking about how he was kind of a cynical view on current day wrestling, and I told him about Broken Matt Hardy, and he shunned it. He shunned the ludicrous broken brilliance that is Broken Matt
I
Hardy.
thought it was so stupid.
But it was actually kind of fun because he got into it to make this kit what it is, and it made him enjoy wrestling again, which is always fun to have, because then, you know, you get to talk grown men opera, you know, with someone, and
What better to
that's
talk
always
about
fun.
than giant, sweaty, muscly men in underwear and oiled up? I
Oh
can
my
think of a
God,
lot
it's
of
so
other
fun,
things.
ain't it?
I can think of a lot of other things. But every once in a while, why not? Exactly. Okay, I'll talk about that bulge today. All right.
Gnarly.
So continuing.
Fox, do you have anything to ask?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's very interesting because I think even in this hobby as a whole, a lot of people, like even
You said whole.
yes, whole tight sweaty dudes, bulges. We're going there. This is gonna happen. The
So tell me.
yeah, it's like a first date. I don't know where it's gonna go, but I like where it's going. The no, I mean it's interesting that you said so you pretty much get your pure enjoyment out of like final product almost, because most people, I mean even myself, I'll be honest, I just started building with my kids, so these are probably like the first couple builds I've done where it's not so much like a selfish build, because literally I don't think I've ever even given a kit to anyone that I've built or finished. So it's interesting to hear the creative process that you like and how you do it, but you don't. Do you have any pieces that you've painted at your place, even if it's other kinds of art or other
Yeah,
mediums?
yeah. Other stuff that I've done. Yeah, other stuff that I've done. I do have a lot of paintings and drawings that I've done in the past that I haven't sold, and some stuff that the way I look at it is like this, and not necessarily. I don't look at everything from a business
Yeah.
perspective. I do look at it like this. I like to make other people happy. I do. And that is actually, you know, Mike, when you asked me before why I build Gunpla, first and foremost, why I do anything artistically is I like to make people happy. All jokes aside. And I find that if I've been given any ability or any talent or anything like that, I like to use it in a way to make other people happy. And to me, there's more enjoyment in doing a piece and, yeah, selling it, obviously, because again, I do it for a living, but I've given a lot of things away. I've given much of my art away. And because there's an appreciation. Like when people come to my home, I did taxidermy, like I was telling Mike for a period of time. And I do insect taxidermy. I do a lot of that. I do osteological mounts with bones and skulls and skeletons, fossils. I do all sorts of stuff, anything in natural history. And I've had people come to my home before, and when I see people, whether it's young or old, if they express a real interest in it, and there's that appreciation, that glimmer in the eye, I gladly give it away. I don't care. You know, I've given very expensive things away, and I don't look at it in that sense, like, oh, this costs a lot. I just see the enjoyment somebody has. And I've given literally the shirt off of my back to people before, you know, that like that kind of stuff. And that's what I really enjoy more than anything else. And doing the builds, as you were saying, Fox, I I don't keep any of it because of that matter. I would rather have my work out there for people to be happy with than keep it in a cave in my home just for me to see or just to post pictures on Instagram. I've been doing stuff, I've been building things, I've been creating things for probably now about 30, I'm 35 now, so I've been doing it since I was 2. So for 33 years, I've been doing this kind of stuff. I started selling my work when I was a kid, and or giving it away when I was a kid. And I've never gotten over that. I've never gotten over being able to just to see that look on people's face. You know, I learned throughout the years, people were like, "Oh, this is so nice," and it looked like crap because I was making it feel good. But that's okay. That's okay. I didn't care. I look at it in retrospect now, and I hate every one of those people. But I like that part. I like making people happy, and you know, the Instagram thing. I hate social media. I've talked about this with the other Mike before, and or just Mike, and I can't stand social media, but it's a valuable tool. And I've learned that if you notice on my Instagram, I don't really post anything about my personal life, and this right now is the most personal. I mean, I was goofing around in the very, very beginning of this, but I generally am a very private person, and that's basically that. I find that at least through the Instagram stuff, it's a way of putting what I enjoy out there and what apparently other people enjoy out there without saying, here, look at me. Me. It's not about me. It's about the work. It's about the art. It's about the enjoyment of it. It has nothing to do with Jared Bonaventura, as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't. And I know as an artist trying to have business, it should be the other way around according to the way the world sees it, but that's not how I operate. I don't. You know, if people enjoy it, it's like Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. If you enjoy it, they'll come.
Yeah,
But
yeah. The all bullshit aside, the that's probably about the most uplifting thing I've heard. I mean, it's early on in the month, but I'm probably gonna give you this month. The that's I guess maybe that's why your art and the pieces I've at least seen you build come out so well, because based on that explanation, I've really never heard a single person. Now, granted, I don't talk to too many people, and I don't know too many people in my area who build, and I I stay in touch with some people that I played music with, and generally it's the same way with playing music. You usually, or at least when you're younger, you do it for yourself. You really don't care what people think, and then when you learn you have to make money to live, that's generally when sounds change and you start hearing the word sellout and stuff like that. But I would have to say, if you've been doing it for this long and you're still doing it, sounds like you're doing it for the right reasons. The like I said, that honestly was probably one of the better things I've heard, at least in this
you
year.
know, I appreciate that
Yeah,
sincerely.
no, I mean, you really don't hear people genuinely talk like
Yeah,
that anymore. That's pretty fucking cool, man.
thank you. But well, you mentioned something before about the selling out part, you know, in the music industry, and when you take it to just the modeling industry, or just take it to the modeling hobby in general, or just the passion of it. The cool thing about this, I've learned, is that because it's something I genuinely love to do, um, I don't think there's a way I could possibly sell out. Because first and foremost, I don't, I do this, yes, I do this because, actually, no, I can't say I do it for the money. I don't. Because, truth be told, I don't make a ton of money doing this. You know, I'm very grateful to my wife, Danielle, she's a registered nurse. And thankfully, you know, her position allows me to do this. She loves what she does for a living, and I love what I do for a living. And, you know, the thing about it is the fact that you can't really sell out doing this. At least I don't think I can, because I love doing it. If I did it just solely as a job, then yeah, I think on an emotional level, you do end up selling out, because now you're not doing it for the reasons everybody else in the hobby does it for, out of love.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, first and foremost, everybody does this because they enjoy it. Period. People turn a hobby into a living because it's your passion and you love doing it. They don't take a hobby and turn it into this horrendous bastardized thing where you want to kill yourself every day and you hate life because, oh my God, I got to get up now. I don't know one person on the face of the earth that is into our hobby that wakes up in the middle of the night, sweating cold, frustrated and anxiety ridden because, oh my God, I got to get up in the morning and I got to build Gunpla. I mean, anybody that does that has to get punched in the face, quite frankly, because that's just stupid to think that way. It's something that you wake up. I wake up in the morning, or I sometimes I'm up. My wife will attest to this. I'm up in the middle of the night, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, working on these things because I lose track of time. I just love it. I zone out, and it's wonderful. Um, so I don't think, as long as I still have that kind of passion, even though I sell everything and it is a business, um, I would say that the business aspect of it is secondary. The passion is primary. And as long as I still feel that way, I can't possibly see it as being considered selling out.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Yeah, no,
Now,
that's very, very well put.
I was going to say, now speaking of the hobby, like what advice would you have as someone that's like experienced as like just a builder and an artist, someone who's starting out building Gunpla or model building or well, hell, even really just art in general? What advice would you give someone like just starting out who like would be like look at your work or look at Fox's work or my work or anyone's work and be like, man, I want to do that. I really want to get to that level. Or I want to be able to make something that looks like that. What is your advice for someone wanting to advance their
You can never
skills?
make it. You can never make a mistake. I also teach art sometimes, and I tell my students from time to time, first thing out of my mouth is, every mistake you think you make is inspiration for somebody else to create something great. And the reason I say that, I don't, I'm pretty sure many of you, I mean, I know I'm pretty sure you two can understand this, and other people too that may watch this, but how many of us have ever seen a doodle from a child or a person that says, oh, this sucks, I can't do this well, but we've all thought it looks good. We said, holy cow, that's actually cool. And it ends up giving us an idea. See, now to the person who is like Fox, take for instance, if you're working on a kid, all right, and you come across a situation where you're like, crap, I just messed this up. I just messed this up. But if you post pictures of that screw up, other people may not even know you screwed up. Only you know that. The thing about that is you can take that screw up, start working it and working at it and fleshing it out a bit more and doing other stuff with it till it turns into something really cool. Or you have to start over, but along that journey of working out the screw up, you got the inspiration to do something totally different now that you didn't think about before. And that's where I think the number one thing I can tell anybody starting out with Gunpla or art in general, or anything in life that you really enjoy, don't look at anything as a screw up. Don't. Work it out. Play with that in your mind. Work it out with your hand, with your fingers. See where it goes. You could always start over. So it's not the end of the world. I can't tell you that kit that I did for you, Mike. I started that panels out. I did them full, detailed, and I just totally wiped them all down and started all over again because I didn't like the way it looked. But if it wasn't for all of those tries like that, where other people may have thought that looked good and it was fine as is, my wife actually was like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you stripping that? But the final kit wouldn't have looked the way that it does, for better or worse, depending on everybody's opinion, had I not gone through that. So, like Bob Ross, whom I absolutely love, as many of you may know, he always used to say, we make happy little mistakes.
Happy
And
mistakes.
we turn them into happy little things. Yeah, you know? So, that's basically it in a nutshell. Don't give up. Keep working at it. Like anything, your passion is going to dictate where you are in another 6 months, 6 years, 10 years, in whatever it is that you're passionate about. I mean, Fox, you as a musician, I'm pretty sure when you first picked up a guitar or drums or whatever you play, you felt you sucked, but
Yeah.
you kept at it because you had a passion. And here you are 60 years later, and you still suck. It's okay. I'm kidding. But I'm just saying, years later, you get into a rhythm. You make it your own, and that's the beautiful thing about art. You make it your own. And when it's your own and you put it out there and you put yourself out there, you're sharing yourself with the world. And whether people want to pull their trousers down and take a fat dump on your chest for it, or they want to pick you up, cradle you, and thank you and hug you and say, this is the best thing I've seen, this is awesome. My day was crappy, and I looked at, these pictures of what you do, and man, that's awesome. I can't wait to get home now and do this. I can't wait to dig in and do that. And that's to me what it's all about. And that's what I'm telling anybody that's watching this now that's just starting out or is midway in and you don't feel you're that good, or you have an artist particularly that you may look up to or really appreciate their work. You'll be there one day. And you may be even better one day. Or in midway into it, you may even drop Gunpla and you may say, you know what? I like woodworking. And your woodworking skills may turn out to be the best freaking thing that anybody's ever seen. As long as you appreciate it, as long as you enjoy it, and as a bonus, if it makes other people happy, even your screw-ups, don't give up. Keep going. Enjoy it. Just have fun with it. Have fun. Don't take it seriously. Don't take yourself seriously.
Yeah, and you know what, too, just to touch on that, I think that's really good, solid advice for just about anything in life. And I always encourage people, even if they aren't artistic, even if it's just doodling on like a menu, or like you said, even if you pick up an instrument and you suck at it, I think art, you can learn a lot of valuable life lessons through art because it's one of those things that it instills in you to get a finished final product that you're happy with. And like you said, if other people don't like it, oh well, if some other people are going to appreciate it. And I think that if you can start doing art at a young age and appreciate it, whether it be, like you said, music or actually painting, doodling, building, what I like about art too is there's always some sense of personal accomplishment that comes along with it. Because when you first start out, whatever it may be, it's a blank canvas. There's nothing on a sheet of music. It's an instrument in your hand, a brush in your hand. It's literally, even when you do a straight build, when you pull those runners out of a kit, that is your blank canvas, and it's rewarding on a personal level to see it's almost borderline an instant gratification when you're done because you can see the work you put in, you can see the progress you made, and if it's something you stick with. I leave all my kits out on display, even the first ones I built, and some of them look like shit. There's there's no way around it. But hey, that's how you learn. Like there's some kits that I have really butchered, and are just nub marks I went in too hard to try to remove. But you know what? I leave them on the shelf because when I go back and look, and I go and put up my last finished piece, I can say, wow, this is where I started versus this is where I am today. And like you said, little mistakes that you make along the way. The first kit that I weathered Personally, myself, I hated. It was one of those things I started, I did one pass of it, and I should have realized that one pass was enough. But like I said, it was the first time I did it, so I went back and did another pass. I still thought it looked like garbage. I put it up online, and somebody was like, the one thing that I got out of doing that was how to make a really cool looking radial blast.
Piece of crap.
Yeah, yeah. It taught me how
Sorry.
just using like a little makeup brush to go in can give you a really sweet radial effect without actually getting brush strokes on it.
And that's
Yeah.
that's what we were just talking about.
Yeah, like I said, it's if anyone is watching this and you don't, I'm assuming you already have a hobby if you're watching this because this is pretty niche in the grand scheme of things. If you don't have a hobby, especially an artistic one, not to be preachy, it's never too late to start, and like I said, it's ultimately at the end of the day very rewarding. I mean, you said you've been doing it for 30 plus years, and like I said, at the end of the day, it's so nice because there's a lot of shitty stuff that goes on through the course of the day, week, year. I mean, life is what you make it, but it's not always happy, sunny, fun days, and it's something nice that you can see a positive reward from. With you know what I mean with the investment that you make. It is what you make it. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah. And that is it at the end of the day. It's something you made. Now here's the challenge. Take the kits that you guys feel are the crappiest ones you've built and redo them. Redo them to your current standard now. Just immortalize them in pictures. Don't feel bad about changing them around. Redo them and see what you think about them after they're done. The only reason I say that is a lot of times we forget the bar that we put for ourselves. What is it that makes me look at a kit and say, boy, that looks like crap? I did a crappy job. What am I comparing that to? Who am I comparing that to? Quite frankly, I think that's the death knell of especially building Gunpla when people give up and they stop, is they look at other people's stuff and they compare it to people that have been doing this forever or may just have a natural talent for it. And they say, man, this sucks. No, it doesn't suck. That, in essence, is saying you suck as an individual of what you can create. No, it doesn't suck. You're just comparing to something else. I mean, look at it this way. Are you going to find a baby lion that just got squeezed out, running after and killing gazelle immediately? Absolutely not. It takes time. It's the same situation. That little tiny lion that is a baby, of course it's not going to be able to do things the other one did. It's unrealistic. It's stupid to even think that it could. And that's the same thing. When we end up starting something, don't try to compare to something that is just so outlandishly unrealistic. It is unrealistic. I'm sorry. If you just started doing something to have somebody that you're comparing yourself to or a body of art that you're comparing yourself to that is just in a different, I'm not going to say level, but just in a different area, it's just stupid to do that and it's discouraging. So never do that. Remember, for every one thing you make and everything you think sucks, there's probably thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people that would find it fantastic. Some to try to just encourage you, like the little child that gets encouraged by the parent, or some that legitimately need it. So don't compare yourself unrealistically. Do it because you enjoy it. To hell with everybody else. Enjoy what other people do too, but don't compare yourself to it. Don't get discouraged because you're not where you think you should be right now. Remember, whatever you finish is where you should be at that moment. The next one, if it's better, that's where you should be then. And it continues to go. You're always where you should be. It may not be where you want to be at the moment, but as long as you continue to want to do more and you continue to build a passion and continue to do more, you'll be where you're at, where you want to be eventually. But just remember, it's always where you should be at the current moment.
I'm pretty sure they need to make you as a character on the next season of Build Fighters. if it hasn't been done yet,
What's that?
I said if it hasn't been done yet, they need to write you in as a character on the next Build Fighters.
He can be
The
Ron
short bald
Morrell.
guy that gets I'm going to be the Krillin of build fighters. That would be great. This guy in every episode.
He can be Ramba Rao's nemesis.
Yeah, but you know what? Krillin keeps coming back for more. You can't kill him, because if you do, they're just going to wish him. They might spend a whole season or a whole storyline trying to do it. He's coming back. He's going to get killed again, but he's going to be back.
We're going to kill him even more gloriously next time.
Yeah.
But he gets the girl or robot in this case.
It's a win-win.
The girl and the robot.
Yeah.
We're now in. What album is that? Come on, Fox, you know this. What album is that? The girl and the robot. Roixop. That's it.
Roixop. Wow, that's a
yeah.
That's a throwback right there. I probably haven't listened.
Girl and the robot.
I probably haven't listened to them since I think I was in college. They did a song with the chick from The Knife. It was really, really good. That
I got a lot of good stuff.
yeah, that takes me back, man. That's a name you don't hear too much.
Music is another thing that I'm very big into, but we can save that for another topic for another time. I used to do playlists with pretty much every genre, from swing to chill house to pretty much everything you can possibly imagine in between. For college radio stations down where I was at, I used to do that. If you look at my Spotify account, I've got tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of stuff, all categorized.
Sweet.
But anyway.
Sweet.
Continue. Let's talk about other. So, questions? Any more?
You got any more brain tweezers there, Ohio?
You know, why would someone put a bottle rocket in a dead possum?
I couldn't possibly imagine why anyone would do that.
Fireworks, dog.
They must have been really young and stupid when they did that, and would never do that again. I would like to think.
They'd also be a captain, wouldn't they?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
I guess.
So you want to see what I'm going to build next?
Yeah.
It's right there.
Damn. That is a meaty kit, my friend.
I still have no idea what in the world I'm going to do with it as far as finish-wise, but I'll always take suggestions. If anybody wants to give suggestions, feel free to message me on Instagram, or I don't know. I mean, that kit has been bled to death. I mean, everybody has done that kit for the most part, and there's so many different color variations of it that it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to do something my way with that. Make it different, but we'll see.
What about, I can't remember the name, I might have to look it up. There's a paint called Super Matte Black. It's apparently so light absorbing that it's almost like a virtual black hole.
Oh no, you're talking about Vanta Black. It's called Vanta Black. I think it's Vanta Black.
Yeah, it's like a carbon coating.
Yeah, you can't. I was just gonna make a horrible joke. You can't have that stuff is you can't buy it really to paint anything with it. It's still laboratory and lab testing and things like that. But yeah, it absorbs 99.9 and all these other 9% things of it. It's the blackest material on Earth. But yeah, that would be pretty cool to paint it like that. But then again, it would just be like, where is it? I don't see it.
It'd be like John Cena. You can't see him. Ooh.
You can't see me.
You should always do the Zazabi Stein version. Throw it back. Make the
there you go.
A predecessor to a predecessor.
I could do that. You know, that's one thing I'm not huge on are structural modifications to builds. I generally tend to like making the kits original just by the paint alone. I mean, look at last year, my submission for the GBWC.
Oh, that thing was beautiful.
Last year. But that was just all paintwork, and my big screw up was doing a web entry with that. Not to say it would have actually won anything if I would have been in person, but I could only submit 3 pictures of it, and there was so much detail into that thing. So, and I can't submit it again. Besides, I already sold it. But I don't know, like the Balu I'm doing right now, I'm tossing around the idea of actually making that my GBWC entry this year, because I'm doing an off the box build, which is 1 second. Continue to speak. I can hear you.
Yeah.
Well, actually, on that note, I've seen pictures. It literally looks like the cover art of the Babu box. Now he's going to sell this. So, what would a kit like you with this right here? What would you sell this to someone who said, "I want a Babu that looks exactly like the box art"?
You know what I like about this too? I know you're getting ready to show it. What I really like about this, because when you talk about like off the box build, the shading and the details, even though it's a CGI image, it legitimately looks off the box, which is kind of cool. Because I mean, I've seen people who do like the cell shaded, almost like paint jobs
That's
to make
neat.
them look like the animated one. This is a totally different approach though, because like I said, it's a CGI image that's 2D, it's flat, but then your representation of it, it's really weird to see it get a third dimension because you haven't seen it before. Like it's almost like your eye tricks you. It's
Well, here's the thing about it, okay? The majority of us that do these builds, we do these builds right here. This is what we tend to do. And we'll put the decals on it, and it's cool, and we put it up on the shelf to display with the rest of the kits if, whoever keeps them. And that's cool. I mean, this is really neat. When it's panel lined, all the nub marks are done, are gone. The decals are on it. It looks cool. There's a couple of builders um, on Instagram, some people that I follow that do primarily those builds, and they look great when they're done. Um, I I don't know. I guess the overcomplicated individual in me likes to do exactly that, overcomplicate things and do them differently. So, like this. I think this is an absolutely awesome image. This is super cool. Super cool. And as a person who does acrylics, oils, watercolors, pretty much every medium I paint with, um, I can appreciate this. And so that's why I figured, I want to try to make it, again, not cell shaded, because I actually sent my wife an RX-78 that I saw somebody build that had the cell
yeah.
shading. I can do that, and I have done that. It's cool. It looks awesome when it's done. But this takes it way above and beyond that. And that's why I've decided, it's like, see if I could show this a little bit closer here, if you can even see it. But that's why I'm doing this differently. Because I've really never seen anyone do this before. Now, Gunpla has been out for decades now, and I would like to think not everything has been done. But I don't let that stop me from trying something. If I've never seen it, then guess what? It's new to me. Even though 50 million people may have done it, I haven't been exposed to it. So to me, it's new. And I'm going to do it a different way that I can do it. So that's why this one here was just going to be a simple turnaround build. I was only going to build it 3 days, done, and put it up for sale. But you can thank me running out of paint and having extra time on my hands while the paint comes in for me to be able to start doing this. And I'm pretty sure some of you guys before have been in the situation where you're doing a build and you say, let me do a little bit more here. And then you're like, well, crap, now I have to do the rest of the thing like this. And now it's going to take me forever to do the rest of this. But I'm going to do it anyway because when it's done, I think I'm going to really like it. And that's pretty much what happened when I started doing the shield. This shield, I was on this stupid shield all damn day. All day. I was doing this stupid shield. I must have redid this probably 5 times all day doing this damn thing. So I'm at the point now where I know I have to do the rest of the kit. I have to do the rest of it that way. So as it being a GBW C17 build, what I may do, and I don't know, because it's not, I don't think that would be enough to win anything. But what I may do is hand paint the background and do the kit to make it look, I've seen somebody try to do a box art thing before, but it wasn't the way I really would have liked to have done it, so I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. And it's not stealing somebody's idea because 50 million other people could have the same idea. It's just going to be the execution that's going to make mine a little bit different. Whether it's good or bad is up for everybody else to judge, not for me. But, yeah. I just dropped the phone. Sorry, folks, if I hurt you.
Yeah, you're solid, dude. No, that's really cool, man. That's a super solid idea. Because, like I said, I personally myself have not seen anyone go after because it seems like that is the approach Bandai is taking on a lot of the newer releases they're doing. Is that I think the last actually like hand drawn old school anime, or not even anime, just the traditional drawn style boxes. I think the last kits I remember seeing like that were probably the first releases of the Thunderbolt kits. They had the drawn artwork, and I've been hunting down. I cannot. It's the only one I don't have, and I'm kicking myself in the ass for not buying it when I had it. Was the that Psycho Zaku? I went out, even if I had the kit, I went out and bought it again because the box artwork is so cool looking on them. I really like that.
No, it's rad. It's rad. That's the thing. I first and foremost want to just bring one individual here real quick. This is my wife, Danielle.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Hi.
She's part of the reason I get to do what I do and entertain everybody as best I can.
Nurse week.
Yeah, it's Nurses Week this week, so she's been on a high with everybody. Been grateful for her. I'm grateful for her 365 days a year. Well, maybe not all.
That's okay. You're
Hormones are a hell of a thing. All right. So anyway, yeah. So when this gets done, you asked me how much I would charge for something like this. The funny thing is, when I do these things, I tend to, and this actually proves that I'm not full of it. What I said before about preferring to just have my work out there for other people to enjoy. I put the stuff on eBay, and whoever wants to buy it bids on it. You don't even want to know how little my GBWC 2017 kit went for on eBay last year. And part of that was my fault for listing it when I did. I listed it at the worst possible time, and barely anybody got to see it. But somebody got it. I never got any feedback from it. The person never responded to me who I sold it to. So somebody's got a lot of work of mine out there. I don't even know if they enjoy it. I mean, for all I know, it could be like, if you guys have ever seen the movie Unbreakable.
Yeah.
You ever see that?
Yeah.
The scene where that Putz walks into Samuel L., Mr. Glass's gallery, and he tries to buy an original piece of artwork for Jeb, his 3-year-old. I don't know. For all I know, that kid can be completely destroyed right now, and some kid is taking it apart and it's destroyed. I don't know, but I don't care, because at the end of the day, I will try to imagine that it's sitting somewhere on somebody's shelf happily. It makes other people happy to look at it. That's the way I'm gonna think.
Mine's getting its own wrestling ring.
I know, I love that. That is such an awesome idea.
I'm working for world. I want a TNA broken Matt Hardy belt or a Jeff Hardy belt. I can find one that size. Yeah, I want to go that out. I might even get the Hardy Boys figures to go with them. Maybe if I can find them.
I could make a scale title belt for you.
Oh yeah.
One thing I will tell everybody out there, if you want to ever commission me for anything, genuinely speaking, there's nothing that somebody has come across to me that I've turned around and said I can't do it. Not to say I can do everything, but my determination is such that I will keep doing it until I get it done. So if anybody has something in mind that may be outlandish too, give me the shot. You'd be surprised, because I have a lot of resources, and I like the challenge. So if it's a straight build, awesome. I love them. If it's a custom build, awesome. I love it. If you want me to incorporate human bones into it, I can actually do that, and I have the means to do that. So if you want really bad desperation jelly beans, I can give you those too. Here, have another one, young man.
Ah.
Mm. too.
So yeah, Jared, thanks a lot for coming on, man. Really good interview. Seriously, people, take his words to heart. If you want to do it, no matter what it is, set your goals, make sure they're obtainable, and then crush it. Go for it. And the for seriousness too, the we'll give all of Jared's links down at the in the comments of this. Go check out his work. It's phenomenal work, and the thing that's really cool about it is it's very different. You don't see a lot of builds and stuff like this gentleman's doing. So if
Thank you.
if your feed needs some spicing up, he's the gentleman to check out.
Honey, let me see Silo, please.
Cool.
Somebody wants to say bye to you guys too. Come here, Silo. Come here.
You were part of every minute of your build.
Yeah. Every minute of my build. My dog wants to say goodbye. Yeah. Thank you.
Belly rub.
Yep.
Freshly groomed. I like that.
They must have a doggy
Freshly
bidet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's called the Bottle of Zephyr Hills. No.
And Jared, thank you for the adventure that we went through tonight that me and Fox weren't sure if we were going to survive.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. I feel bad that I didn't chew either of your heads off, but there's always next.
Yeah, there's always the future. Always the future.
I could always make your heads the desperate jelly beans bowl next.
I like that.
Don't go to Florida.
All right, guys, take it easy. Thanks again.
Later.
Take it easy, man.
Man,
All right, let's see here.
that was a fucking adventure.
This is gonna be a good one. I'm very excited to get this edited and on its way to the interwebs. It'll
I'm still here.
Oh, God.
Okay. All right, I bet they get out.